Good day to Madam Suriani and everyone who are watching this. I'm Jia Wei and my number matrix is 211220552.
My name is Li Zili and my matrix number is 2112-20553.
My name is Lim Chee Ting. My matrix number is 211220554.
I'm Bashling. My matrix number is 211220498.
My name is Hamayan. My matrix number is 211220530.
My name is Jin Hui Mei. My matrix number is 211220506.
And now we will going to start our presentation.
Before we go to the introduction of the story of the founder, let's take a look with the characteristic of Ray Kroc. So as you can see, the first one is called Never Give Up. So why do I say this? At start, he's just a salesman who keep on searching for people willing to buy his product. Not consider his product, the product he's selling. So it's called a multi-mixer, a mixer that's like making milkshakes out of a machine that can make 5 in one time. But during that time, a lot of people don't believe it and don't want to buy it from him. But he didn't end up there. He keep on search for other places and keep on promoting the product he trying to sell. So the second one is willing to take risks. So as you can see, when I'm saying this, willing to take risks, he always daring himself to take other type of stuff. Like, for example, at the first, he's just a salesman who are selling a multi-mixer, but then he willing, after so many times of failing, he decide to change his idea and then search for other opportunities. So the third one is called hardworking. He always do research of every side of the place, around America. He keep on find solution. He rarely rests. He rarely take rest, like maybe going, and he spend most of his time working. He's a hardworking person because he spend most of his time working on his career and keep on search for ideas and research about this career, which makes him don't fail. So and the last one, I say it's a leader. Why do I say it's a leader here? When he's working on his franchise job, about working for the McDonald's, that time he's a good leader. He always like to motivate his employees, always like to take charge. He always responsible. That's the most important part. He is a responsible person. But I don't want to talk more about it. And here we will have the introduction of the story of the founder.
Today, I'm going to talk about the introduction of the story The Founder. The Founder is a true story of Ray Kroc, who progresses from a salesman struggling to make ends meet, selling milkshake mixer, into the millionaire owner of the McDonald's Corporation. Ray Kroc has been a salesman selling milkshake mixer all across the country, but when an order was placed by the McDonald brothers for 8 machines, curiosity consumed Ray and he decided to visit their restaurant in person. When he arrived at San Bernardino, California to take a look at the McDonald's brothers restaurant, he was in awe of what he was witnessing. The next day, after visiting McDonald's, Ray Kroc went back and told the brothers they should increase the number of franchises. Mac and Dick explained that they had already tried, but it was hard for them to run. But Ray convinced them to try franchising again and promised them this time it won't fail because he would be in charge of all the franchises. Mac, Dick and Ray signed the contract, and at the beginning everything was going well, but Ray is not happy with cut of running of the franchise. Soon Ray slowly starts building his real estate business by buying land and leasing it to people who want to build a McDonald's. After a while, Ray begins to break his contract with Mac and Dick, but the McDonald's brothers don't have enough money to sue him and they decided to sell Instant for $2.7 million. Then Ray incorporated his own company and called it as the McDonald Corporation.
Now I want to present the process of planning that used by Ray Kroc. The process of planning involves defining objectives, developing strategies, and coordinating activities. In the opinions of top-level managers, planning ranks as the second most important function, which accounts for 28% of the organization. Comparatively to other levels of management, top managers had the highest planning percentage. Planning will determine how the organization runs to achieve their goal. The story shows how diligence and determination can change someone's life and move forward. Everything they need is planning. A great plan can change everything that is impossible become possible. In this movie, it shows the main lead named Ray Kroc, played by Michael Keaton, is a diligent and determined person. He is very keen on business. He starts as a traveling milkshake machine salesman until he meets the McDonald's brothers, Mac and Dick. He starts to get to know more about the McDonald's, their process of making, and how they manage the restaurant. McDonald's was the only restaurant Ray Kroc visited that offered high-quality meals in record time and at a reasonable price without sacrificing taste. In the movie, we can see that Ray Kroc was frustrated by bad service at the restaurant. The order was delivered so unreasonably slow and the order was wrong delivered. Later, Ray Kroc received a call that said that one restaurant needed 8 mixes, so he went to the restaurant to deliver it to them. Upon arrival, he was flabbergasted due to the long line queue and the new way to eat fast food through paper bags also only took a couple of minutes until his order was done. He then meets Mac, the owner of the restaurant, and offers him a tour around his restaurant. Kroc again was shocked and did not believe what he saw, because all the work was so organized and faster. He later invites the brothers Mac and Dick to have dinner together and asked them how they manage their restaurant. They said they look for innovative ways to do things by drawing on inspiration and ideas from a variety of sources. As a part of the franchise, Kroc realized that McDonald's has a lot of potential to go further. He sees the future of that restaurant that it can go big someday, and Kroc has given suggestions to the McDonald's brothers to open more franchises but rejected because they are scared to lose the originality and standard of the McDonald's where they have been through that before. But Kroc did not stop there. He also suggests that they can hire a supervisor but also get rejected. Then, Kroc opened a new franchise under investment with his friends. Not long after that, he makes a visit to the franchise and sees a terrible place and not hygiene. He needs to think of a new plan or strategy to prevent that. After the incident with the Jerrys, he then recruits a supervisor from the monastery and religious house. Ray Kroc faced financial problems due to inefficient planning. The operational expenses were so high and the income was little. While he was struggling with the financial problem, he met a consultant offer him help and told him to reshuffle his business. The consultant said that his business is not restaurant business but property. He also explained that all the franchise need to pay for the land rental. By doing that, he will get side income and will no longer face a financial problem. Due to discussion and planning he made with the consultant, he agrees to change his business to property business.
Now
about the second management function, which is organizing. Organizing is one of the most prominent functions of management that aims attention at assigning and organizing human as well as other financial resources efficiently to carry out the plans of the organization successfully. As the name itself suggests, organizing is a process of identifying and grouping various works into an integrated and systematic process. At first, Ray Kroc is presenting the management function of organizing with coordinating the roles of employees to prepare the McDonald's meals. Based on the movie, there was a moment when Ray Kroc met with Mac McDonald and Ting McDonald in San Bernardino, California. Mac McDonald and Ting McDonald explained to Ray Kroc about the speedy system. Ray Kroc is following the arrangement of food preparation and the flow which figured out by Mac and Ting McDonald. Secondly, Ray Kroc is running the management function of organizing by checking the performance of employees. On a visit to his first franchise of McDonald's in these plans to watch the performance of every employee. He gave his advice to employees to make sure they are well prepared for the food. He is watching every part of food preparation to make sure every employee is doing well for their position at McDonald's. Thirdly, Ray Kroc also presents the management function of organizing by keeping the cleanliness of McDonald's. In the movie, Ray Kroc has cleaned up the floor by throwing the disposable food wrappings into the rubbish bin and sweeping the floor after the operation hour when he was visiting the McDonald's franchise in these plans. The places of rubbish bins also organized, which are placed in 4 corners of McDonald's. Ray Kroc always wants McDonald's to be well organized. Fourthly, Ray Kroc is playing the management function of organizing by making the right decision to franchise the McDonald's to middle-class investor. He found out that the new franchisees lack quality control. With these incidents, he finally comes up with the notion of franchising to middle-class investors who are more prepared to be hands-on and follow the McDonald's operation model. Ray demonstrates that he made the right decision when additional franchise opened across the Midwest and he hired Fred Turner, a burger chef at the This Plans restaurant that attract Ray's attention on the. Fifthly, Ray Kroc is playing the management function of organizing with licensing the McDonald's Corporation. It was a financial consultant named Harry Sunborn who have give the advice about providing real estate to franchisees, which will not only create a cash stream but also allow Ray to open more locations without the concerns of Mac and Dick. The land control also makes the franchise more adherent to quality control standards. Soon, he has renamed his company as McDonald's Corporation. In the end, Ray succeeds in making McDonald's well-known and having the franchise in every country.
Next, let's go to leading. Leading is a process which focuses on managing people, such as individuals, employees, teams, and organizations. In the story The Founder, Ray Kroc shows 4 characteristics of leadership, which is transactional, transformational, charismatic, and visionary. First of all, transactional leader using exchanges reward for productivity. In the story, Ray Kroc able to supervise in the kitchens and go to one of his franchises to check out how are his employees doing. Then he will applaud them when they done well and also discipline someone who makes some mistake. Furthermore, transactional leaders stimulates and inspired followers to achieve goals. In the story, Ray Kroc selected a few wealthy clients as McDonald's franchise owners at first, but soon discovered that they were not following his instructions and the qualities of McDonald's became badly. Later, he had learned from the mistake, and he carefully recruited hardworking middle-class people for their ambitions and work enthusiasm. Moreover, charismatic leader is an enthusiastic and self-confident leader whose personalities and action influence people to behave in certain ways. When a company ran out of capital, his assistant June Martino reported the issue to him, and also when his franchises are facing a problem with electricity bills that cost them more than expected. Ray Kroc took the issue seriously and found ways to solve it. Besides, Ray Kroc kept his open door attitude by giving opportunities to people around the world to join his business. He traveled around the world and gave talks to seek potential franchises for his business growth. Last but not least, Ray Kroc showed visionary leadership in the story. Visionary leader able to create and articulate a realistic, credible, and attractive vision for future. For example, when Harry J. Sonborn advised Ray Kroc to change the method he used to interact with franchises, which is from only the burger business to the real estate business that made much more profits for the corporation. Ray Kroc take into consideration the suggestions of Harry, and soon after, he changes the name of his company to Franchise Realty Corporation. Then, Ray Kroc solved the problem by demanding to be released from the contract and agreeing to a $2.7 million payment to the brothers to settle their business, instead of having a dispute with McDonald's brothers about the McDonald's ownership. That's all the leading parts in the story The Founder. Thank you.
Last but not least, I'm going to explain the next function of management, controlling. Controlling is a very important in managerial functions because it makes sure that an organization are going to produce the result are in time and the costs are in line with what was planned. Alright, so based on the movie, there were many scenes that show the importance of controlling. Firstly, control over menus. As we can see based on the movie, McDonald's burgers control for every single burgers has only 2 pickles, a pinch of onions, a precise shot of ketchup and mustard. Then only 30 seconds to make a fresh delicious burger from the grill to the counter. Besides that, they also control the fried cooks for 2 minutes and 50 seconds in between 375 degrees Celsius to 400 degrees Celsius. Right, next is control over service and quality standards. In the movie, Ray Kroc was disappointed at one of the franchise when he went to check on it. This is because the manager who was irresponsible for taking care of the franchise did not manage the cleanness of the shop. The floor is low filthy. Not even this, the quality standards of each burger they made it did not go well with standardized. Next is control over franchise operating. Alright, this controlling is about how Ray Kroc control over his franchise operate. At first, Ray Kroc established his first franchise with rapid development. However, he lacked of the funds necessary to sustain the expansions for future. Luckily, he met Sonneborn. Sonneborn has advised Kroc to have the McDonald company lease a plot of land and the building for each restaurant. The company would then subsidize to the franchises who would run the restaurants. Sonneborn further developed the plans to eventually take out of mortgage to own the building and the land. Alright, that was the start of McDonald through revenue. McDonald was truly in the real estate business, not the restaurant business. Alright, okay, next is control emotion. Alright, Ray Kroc has controlled his emotion wisely while talking with others. As we can see, although Ray Kroc has gotten denied from many restaurants, he doesn't give up on selling milkshake mixers. He managed his emotion at a tough time as a wise man say, the more time you devote to emotion regulation, the stronger mental fortitude will become. Alright, that's all for my parts. Next would be my friend Jia Wei to talk about conclusion. Thank you.
Alright, so before we ending up our presentation, I'm going to talk about the conclusion. by our opinions. So in our opinion, we think that organizing will be the most difficult function to play, as this function will decide whether the company will run in a smooth way in the future or not. A perfect organizing took a lot of time to figure it out. For example, like based on the story of the founder, it had a thing called a speedy service system. So that this time, the McDonald's brothers show Ray Kroc how they run in a smoothly way and in a well organized way. So that took months. That took a lot of times to create this system, a perfect organizing to run the whole company in a smooth way, and then can done a burger in just 30 seconds, which makes them a very successful restaurant at their time. So which makes a lot of people come and buy burger from them, come and having a perfect time at that time because it's a well organized place. They save a lot of amount of time. They even runs the most efficient way. So that's all from us. Thank you very much, and hope you have a nice day.